Well, ladies and gentlemen, a bit of a cheeky welcome back here to the SCL mainstream of Hero taking on. It's going to set to be an exciting day. We've got Vile with the kit here as we do take a look at the 51 floors up in the air with Vertigo, and the B side looking to be the hit. Artist gives me. And now Ping looking to try and hold back the floodgates. We are going to see Artist finding himself the opening pick here in the 5v4 situation. Utilities start coming over the top here from Vile. Two flashes. Bullets to his name. Misses the first. Unfortunate. The second will pop in over the top. We are going to see Ping finding himself a frag. Will find himself a second before going down. Giraffe finding one as well, leaving Vile by himself here. Artist being a bit cheeky going for that knife, but we are going to see MMS able to find himself a final frag here, and here's first of the game for Piro, taking themselves the early start, and the pistol going towards that T side. A really early start coming through here for this T side, especially on a map like Vertigo. Definitely going to want to try and get a little bit more of an exciting feel in this game, in this one so far. Utility starting to come out over towards the A side. The pistol rush through B. Looks to try and wrap around the A hit. Gizmy's going to go full. Of course, Gizmy no stranger towards a little bit more of a cheeky ball here. We're eventually going to see Artist Ping find frags. Giraffe will find one back. The trade potentially may even come through. Seeing Artist find himself a frag as well. It's going to be Hyvy. Behind the lines, looking for a little bit more of a cheeky frag with the pistols. Now our Artist starts to come away. We are going to see MMS covering. Hyvy unable to find the frag onto Artist, but the bomb won't be able to do it either. Hero picking themselves up a second here in the UK side, looking to have themselves a little bit more of a composed start here in this one. Now finally the rifles coming out for Levity up. Of course the E-Lions looking to provide a little bit more of a challenge in this one, apart from their last, compared to their last match against JiJieHao. Of course wasn't all too pretty. Bit of a cheeky one-way smoke coming through there. Now we're going to see Giraffe finding himself a frag, insta going down. And the B push being punished here. I can see Kylo trying to push through that walkway area. Vile, the next victim of this aggressive A hit. Now with Giraffe pulling through a little bit of pressure. It's going to be an interesting fight. Especially as we do start to see some utility come down towards A. Molotovs forcing the suspected Kylo to be on that run. I can see Kylo at least finding his Molotov, trying to keep him away from the side, allowing safe passage for the plant. As Giraffe able to get that plant down. I can see Nade's trying to deny it. We'll finish the job off, however, a little bit too late. Able to find himself the frag with the nade. And now the 3v3 retake situation. Artist with the AWP, such a reliable figure for this team. For Piro at the moment. He's going to find himself a frag, and it looks as if we're just going to see a save come through. Kylo to get try and get explosive here. Trying to find a little bit of damage. MMS to be able to find that frag. Now opening up. More of an explosion here. We are going to see that bomb go off. Piro to pick themselves up 3 in the first rifle by hit. For Levita. Falling away. As we start to see a little bit of the so-called aggression coming through. Now with an expected hit to lead the way. He's going to be a pretty aggressive hit coming through. Gizby to find himself a frag with that Mac 10. Gizby to actually find himself 2. He's opened up this B site with 3 frags. Such an explosive unit, this young man. Now we're starting to see him push through. Try to find a little bit more in terms of damage, in terms of reward here in this server. Now, as we do start to see a little bit more of a fair explosion coming into this game, into this server at the moment. It is going to be a little bit more of a clean chase coming through. Finally, the Pure are able to find themselves 4, looking to take very little in terms of enemies, in terms of, you know, seeing a few of the more intriguing facets of this game come to light. Now with utility starting to rain down through mid. Just trying to hold through that mid area of the map. Seeing Hy-Vee playing a little bit more of a bait position through that B area. The early real opportunity I'm going to see from a bit of a weaker opponent coming through. Especially as we do start to see more of an encouraging start here in this game. It is looking to be a little more of an exciting push on towards this A site. JiJieHao going to try and stick that plant down in that second main area of the map. An area of the map where we see usually a little bit more of a subtle push coming. But now with JiJieHao holding the line through sandbags, it's going to be more of an exciting fight than ever. Now going to see Hy-Vee find himself 1 ping to be able to find that trade. Flashes straight over the top. To try and force that fight. We'll try and chase it. However, ping clutches up in the 1v2 situation. Beautiful piece of Counter-Strike there. And it pays off. Seeing a rewarding effort come through like that. Especially after some really nice Counter-Strike following. It is going to be more of an exciting treasure here in the server. We are going to see slowly a little more of a delicate chase around mid. Tuxum won't be taken down. Artist with the AWP. Using Tuxum as his paintbrush, and the wall behind him is the canvas. We are going to see Hy-Vee trying to find himself at least 1, and will. Gives me to be able to find that trade quite soon after. Now with MMS, he's able to find himself a frag. A little bit of support from teammates coming in. As per usual, we're seeing more of a delicate push than ever coming here into this server. Now with that bomb going down yet again. It's looking to be more of a highly touted game here in this server. Finally, we are going to see JiJieHao trying to get aggressive, trying to take the AWP away from Insta. Not even too sure if they know that it's out. Doesn't really matter. MMS able to find the frag anyway at the very end. 6 to be picked up here early on the T side. Well, it almost just looks to be sort of the usual liberties that you usually see coming through here in this one. Just regular formalities at this point of the game. Now seeing a bit of a hefty game at the moment. We are going to see Kylo able to find himself to MMS. The only person able to get one back, and the Deagle push through that mid area looking to sustain the usual damage, the usual suspects coming through. Now we're going to start to see Artist trying to find himself that wallbang with the AWP. Just moving over towards the B anchorage roll. Giraffe to be the victim. Now as we start to see Ping, Artist, what are these two going to be able to try and do? Going to be Artist trying to find a little bit of damage, a little bit of wiggle room here in this one. Especially as we see utility being thrown out over the top. Tusham able to find himself at least the one. Ping will get himself one back, but does have to turn around and pay attention to the world around him. It's a whole new world, a whole new place. Ping never knew, able to find himself a frag. And now Vile here, caught in the 1v1 situation. There's going to be very little time. Smokes to go down. There's going to be no time for the plan. It has to stick. Vile walks off because he's won it. Running out of time there. A very crucial time lapse coming through. The difference between success and failure in that one. Now as we do start to see more of these interesting challenges presenting themselves here in this server. The video able to get themselves the first. It will be Vapiro coming through a little bit more of the mid take. Tusham able to find the frag onto Artist. Now with more of an interesting fight to be had. Now I'm going to see more of an exciting turn of events here. Now seeing MMS trying to spray down, trying to find himself a frag. Now Smoke's coming through. Giraffe needs to be careful. We're seeing Insta playing this aggressive crane spot. Especially with these flashes popping over the top. Now we're going to see Gizmy finding himself a frag. And now seeing almost all of the damage that can be done. That bomb going down. MMS looking for a little bit more of an intense fight here in the server. Finally seeing the bomb be tapped, a little bit of pressure onto it. We are going to see Ping find the frag through the smoke. Hyvy going down. Finally a hurrah coming through. Especially as we do start to see a little bit more of a frantic hit from both of these teams. Vapiro able to pick themselves up 7 here, especially on the T side. It's such a rare feat. You can see why this team at one point ranked inside the top 50 in the world. You can see why there's such a incredulous challenge and such a want to be able to Find a lot of these aggressive peaks coming through. We start to see Tuxin finding himself an early pick. It will be an interesting task now, seeing so much of the heavy presence, so much of the heavy pressure that was being created. Now looking to try and expand in terms of strength. We are going to see the plant coming down now. A 4v4 situation gives me able to now make it a 3v4. Now especially more of an exciting fight coming through. It's going to look to be a usual challenge. Coming in from the usual suspects. Not that bomb going off. It is going to be more of the usual challenges that we do start to see coming into this team, coming into these lineups, and especially seeing more of an early chase here in this server. Now with a heavy hit expected to come through. We are going to see such a heavy hit from Vapiro you'd expect coming through this ramp area of the map late into the game, late into the score. Now especially more of a substantial hit you'd expect. We are going to see Carlo now pushing through, trying to find a little bit of damage. That bomb going down. Artist to try and hold the line. Harvey will swing. Tagged a little bit. Ping down to 1 point of health. Artist quite low. Gives me even lower. Now the usual score you'd seem to expect more of when looking at these teams, and now especially looks to be more of a exploding deciding factor in this one. So we'll start to see more challenges being had here in the server. Now as we do start to see more of an interesting fight coming through here in said server. It is going to be an interesting tale to see how much the aggression is doing in terms of impact here in the conditioning later on in this half. We're seeing a 9-1 scoreline coming through, so you'd imagine that the Perio at the moment just playing better Counter-Strike, and it does look to be sort of that simple coming through. You want to have yourself some expert analysts and analytics coming through in Counter-Strike. Sometimes it just pays to hit your shots. Sometimes it just pays to hit your shots. It's a very, very simple game, Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike is a very, very simple game. Sometimes it's all Counter-Strike needs to be. Now we start to see the usual fights coming through here in the server. Will be more of a significant challenge. Both these teams to try and land that killing blow, land the substantial hit needed to try and open up a little bit more of this challenge. Now as we do start to see the bomb slowly tick down. That bomb's going to go off, and there is very, very little that can be done to try and rectify that whole situation here. Now with a lot more of the challenges starting to ring true. Furio picking themselves up 10, the very, very least of the worries here for the video at the moment. While the score usually tells the tale of the game, yet to see that sort of come through at the moment. Start to see some more of the significant hits here in this server. It's looking to be more of a frightening challenge. Both these teams to try and deal with. Especially now that we're slowly seeing a huge necessity to get real aggressive and try to find some real damage here. Oh boy, are we seeing some real damage being done. Now with that bomb set to explode, set to go off. It's going to be Vapiro picking themselves up 11 here, and sometimes Counter-Strike is a very simple game. Sometimes it stays a very simple game. You can overcomplicate simplicity all you want. At the end of the day, it'll just leave you confused, and now we're seeing Vile Insta find themselves a frag apiece, trying to hold down this ramp area of the map. Gizmi able to find himself one back, but now the utility's starting to come out, and we're seeing more of a continued hit. Especially with the aggressive nature of a lot of the plays we're seeing at the moment. It is looking to be a huge opportunity. We're seeing start to take place at the moment. Now with that bomb slowly ticking down. We're seeing so many of the chances developed here in this server just start to slowly work their way. Creep their way into bomb plants, creep their way into sites, creep their way into really making an impact here. More of a significant hit coming through. MMS finding Insta. Of course, the Deagles looking to try and maintain a little bit more of a challenge. We are going to see MMS try to find Vile. Vile taken down to 51 points of health. The flash coming through. MMS continuing his push of aggression. Now as we do start to see significant whittling down of resources here in this server. Becoming more of a challenge here. These teams to keep themselves competitive. Now more importantly, seeing such an opportunity be presented here. It is really looking like the more that, you know, we put forth ideas that there's going to be a sudden bounce back here for Lividia, the more they seem to get shut down. Especially by the dominance of Imperio at the moment, especially on a map like aforementioned Vertigo. A map where so much of your map control determines how successful you are on the map as a whole. Especially now seeing so much more of the aggression that we're used to. And more importantly, with utility starting to rain down, Kirio's going to be forced away from walkway. How many times have we seen this play out so far this game? Absolutely devastating scenes as Hy-Vee able to find himself only the one artist to be able to get that trade, and it's going to be Kilro, the original guy over on the A side, falling at a 14-1 half. This is an absolute beatdown here in the Challenger division. 20 frags for Gizmi at the moment. Looking good. He's looking sharp here in the server. Giraffe, usually a player that we see more in that support role, more in line with, you know, those easier frags, in line with a little bit more of those sort of well-worked pieces of Counter-Strike. Now looking to take a little bit more of a backseat here in this game. Only the 6 frags for him, but it's definitely not looking as if it is an issue at all. We're seeing such a showing from this young man so far that it's a bit more of a testament to how we are seeing this game fold out. Here we are seeing the game sort of plunge into madness here at the moment. A little bit more of an exciting task coming through. It's the usual excitement of changing sides, a new opportunity to embrace all that good jazz, you know, when you start high school for the first time, that feeling you get, that's the feeling you get when you change sides, right? Maybe? No? Alright, I'll go home. Anyway, we're going to see Kilro finding himself an early frag on the Gizmi, someone who was almost tormenting this poor Lavidia side. Over on the opposite side, MMS to be able to find himself too, eventually falling. Lavidia able to find himself a very good frag here in this one, a very necessary frag here in this one. Now we do start to see more of a tantalizing showing here in this server. Now with more of a significant challenge. It's going to be Lavidia trying to put together the usual sort of push, the usual hold that we do expect. You've been around Counter-Strike long enough, you know exactly the sort of idea of the second round push and the aggression that usually entails with it. Now seeing Tuxum able to find Giraffe, it is going to be usual showing of aggression that we do expect here for both of these sides, and seeing Artist being able to find one back. It is going to be the 2v2 situation. It looks as if our beautiful observer not paying too much attention. Now with that Ping finding the final frag with that Deagle coming out. 15 for Vapirio at the moment. It does look as if we are going to have match point here. Vapirio, of course, these boys. I know MMS definitely had a little bit more of a fancy showing coming through from Epic, and of course those local LAN events playing such a huge impact for majority of us as Counter-Strike players, and as we do start to see their impact starting to shine through a little bit more, it does become more of a intriguing task, as we do see Vapiro just close it out. A very, very, very solid game being played there from Vapirio at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been your caster Flamboyant. We'll have a bit of a quick word from our partners. We'll have a bit of a quick word from Skin Baron. Make sure you do sign up with Skin Baron. If you sign up through Skin Baron to the SCL, you'll be able to get yourselves 10% off Season 8, which is pretty interesting. I'll show a bit of a quick word from them, and then I'll get out of here. Good evening, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. I've been your caster Flamboyant, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more Counter-Strike action. Peace.